Good morning, class. Today we're going to talk about the writing process and the steps in the writing process to help you write an effective, cohesive, and coherent piece of writing. There are several steps in the writing process, as you guys can see on the screen, but it is important and imperative that you understand these 5 steps, what is to be done in these 5 steps in order to help you write your essay. So again, we're talking about the 5 steps in the writing process. And it is important that you take notes as we go through this PowerPoint because there will be an interactive activity for you to complete with your group once you are done. So the first step in the writing process is your introduction. So we're going to talk about what is the writing process. Writing an essay takes time. This is not an easy task. It can be difficult, which is why we're going over this information. So again, writing an essay takes time. That's why writing is often referred to as a process. In other words, there are several steps to go through before you have a complete essay ready to turn in for a grade. In this lesson, we're going to talk about all these steps, and there are 5. They are pre-writing, organizing, drafting, revising and editing, and handing in a final copy, which is publication. So again, there are 5 steps, as you can see on the screen. They are pre-writing, organizing, drafting, revising, and editing, handing in a final copy, which is also known as publishing. So step 1, this is the first step of the writing process. Pre-writing literally means what you do before you start writing. That can be many different things. It can happen in many different ways. So before you actually begin writing your essay, you're going to need to do some of the following things. You're going to have to first choose a topic to write on. Being that I'm trying to structure our lessons, this information will be given to you. So you won't at this present moment have to choose a topic to write on. That I'm going to give you that information. There will be an opportunity in the future for you to choose your own topic. I'll give you student choice for you to choose and decide what it is you want to write on. But for all intents and purposes of right now, I will give you your topic. Once you are given your topic, you will have to brainstorm and or generate ideas for your topic. So whatever the topic is going to be, you have to come up with information to help you begin that pre-writing process, to get your brain to churn information and think about information that will help you to understand the topic at hand and to help you come up with ideas that will help you to formulate your essay. And then you're going to have to focus on central ideas. So again, in the pre-writing phase, you want to choose a topic to write on. You want to brainstorm or generate ideas for your topic and focus on central ideas. Step 2, you want to organize. You want to make an outline. Making an outline can help you organize what you want to write. Basically, this is a rough plan for your essay, and it can help to make the process of writing much easier. So having an outline does help you in the writing process. You're going to have your introduction, as we've talked about before. You have your body as well as your conclusion. So in all actuality, for the most part, you're going to have 5 essays. You're going to have your introduction, your 3 body paragraphs, and your conclusion. And as you can see on the outline listed, in your introduction, you must include your thesis. Your body, you talk about the three topics that you introduce in your thesis, and then you conclude your essay. It's not hard. It may seem like a lot, but eventually when we keep going over this information, you will get it. Drafting is our step 3. When we're talking about drafting in the writing process, this is after you get all your ideas and after you've made an outline for your essay. It is now time to start writing your essay. This is the most important step in the writing process because this is when you begin to take those ideas and begin to formulate your paper. When you begin writing your rough draft, try to remember the following guidelines. Do not worry about writing the perfect paper at this time because, again, it's your rough draft. So I'm not looking for you to get it correct. The next thing I want you to do and to remember is that your goal in writing a rough draft is to develop and support the ideas listed in your outline. Make sure that what you are writing follows the outline that you had in the previous step 2. So your draft is nothing but your outline turned into an essay or a rough draft of your essay. And lastly, don't focus on spelling and grammar as you write your rough draft. There will be a time later where you can go back and check for those spelling and grammatical errors. Step 4 is when you get to check for those spelling and grammatical errors. This is known as revising and editing. After you write your first draft, go back over it and look for ways to improve your essay in content and organization. This step is called revision. After you revise for content and organization, you begin editing your draft for spelling, grammar, punctuation, and sentence structure errors. So when we're talking about revision, you want to make sure that you stay on topic, that your essay reflects the prompt and the topic that you're given. So if it does not do that, that's when you go back and you make the necessary changes to make sure that your essay is on topic and follows that prompt and is organized and laid out correctly. Once you have revised your essay for those errors, then that's when you go and check for grammatical and spelling and punctuation errors and sentence errors. So you want to make sure that it's free of spelling errors, that you use the correct punctuation when needed, and that there are no grammatical errors. So this is the revision and editing process. Next is your final copy. This is step 5. This is also known as publishing your essay. This is the last step in turning in your essay to be graded. So the last step of the writing process. You want to look at the guidelines below for turning in your final draft of your essay. It must be word processed. That means it needs to be typed in Microsoft Word or in any program that I deem necessary for you to turn your program in, whether it be OneNote or Edmodo, or hopefully in the future, Google Classrooms. But we will talk about that at a later time. Next, all new paragraphs need to be indented 5 spaces. So once you're typing on a keyboard, if you hit that tab key right above your cap lock key, that will give you the necessary indentations that you need for each paragraph. It needs to be on 8.5 by 11-inch white paper. I know you guys like to write on colored paper or print out on colored paper, but for the purpose of turning in an essay for this class, it needs to be on white paper. It needs to be double spaced in size 12 fonts and 1-inch margins on all sides. So again, we're looking for a professional essay that is on topic and that follows all the guidelines and all the stipulations that you have been given. Don't worry, because for every essay that you have to write for this class, you will be given a rubric. That rubric will break down what it is I'm looking for and what the expectations are and how you will be graded. Lastly, this is your evaluation for today following this group. You are now ready to review what you have learned within this group. So I want you to click on the button below to proceed to your writing exercise. This is an interactive exercise that you will do with all members of your group. So again, all members must participate. This is how you will receive your grade following this group. If there are any questions, please feel free to get with me and I can give you any other directions and any other clarifications that may be needed.